Hello, my name is Jackson and my group members are Mickey and Dan. We are Group 19 and our project topic is autonomous drones for the purpose of reforestation. Global warming has led to an increase in forest fires, causing a need to increase the efficiency of reforestation efforts around the globe. With the ever-increasing technological advancements in autonomy, drones have become a viable option for the dispersion of seeds in forests around the world. These drones are able to take high-resolution images of the area autonomously. Upon recognizing the mission, the drone can complete the task of dispersing the seeds and landing autonomously upon completion.
Before we start aerial seeding everywhere, it is vital to understand the concept of microsites. Microsites, by definition, is a location within a region where the seedling has a maximum chance to survive and thrive. Plants need certain requirements to grow, and if they are not met, it will not grow. For instance, if you do not water your plant, soil moisture will decrease until the soil dries out, creating a poor microsite, which may eventually kill your plant. There are many conditions that constitute a good microsite. I will go through a few of them. An important condition when picking a strong microsite is the soil moisture content. We want to target microsites that have enough water, but not necessarily too much. The species being reforested also plays a big role. For instance, a cedar will need a much higher moisture content than other species, such as pine. Soil temperature also plays a role in the growth of seedlings. Seedlings need the right temperatures to thrive, not too hot, not too cold. If it is too hot, the soil might dry out and kill the seedling. Or if it is too cold, it will limit the seedling's growth. Soil elevation goes hand in hand with soil temperature and soil moisture. In higher elevation, the soil will be warmer, drier, and receive more sunlight during the year. This is generally a better microsite in colder climates where there is only a short period during the year where the tree has an opportunity to grow. However, in lower elevation, the soil will be colder, moisture, and receive less sunlight. This is a better microsite for warmer and drier climates, such as the Okanagan. It is very important to target areas free from other competing plants. For instance, grass and bushes are notorious for choking out seedlings by absorbing soil nutrients, water, and blocking out the sun. Targeting seedlings near an obstacle, such as a fallen tree or a tree stump, is beneficial in many ways. First, it offers protection from wildlife, such as a deer, and second, it will provide vital nutrients to the seedlings. In some areas, it is vital to place a seedling at a certain side of an obstacle, which will protect the seedling from harsh, predictable environment, such as a dry wind from a mountain range, which can quickly dry out and kill the seedling. We generally want to target soil that has a good structure, where there is a good flow of nutrients, enough water, and enough air. When the soil is heavily compacted, the pore spaces that are usually present collapses and the root system of the seedling will have a harder time expanding. Highly compacted soil may be harder to penetrate with aerial seeding and seed bombs, and even if the seedling manages to survive, it will be growing in a poor environment and will limit its growth. An ideal microsite will differ with different geographical regions. For instance, the hot and dry region of the Australian outback will have different microsites than the coastal region of Canada where it is wet and damp. There are regions where microsite selection is not an issue. You can spray seeds without any consideration for microsites, and the seedlings will have a high survival rate. However, having UAVs that can map and target good microsites in different geographical locations will play a very important role in increasing the survival rate of seedlings.
There are a variety of different mechanisms available for dispersion of the seeds. These mechanisms are reliant on either gravity or propulsion, which are referred to as seed bombs. It is essential to get the correct seeding rate to avoid under or overseeding resulting in loss of seeds or insufficient seed coverage. The mechanisms relying on gravity are a simple hopper system that allow for the constant rate of seed output. Seed bombs are a biodegradable plastic bullet-shaped projectile containing seeds and a hydrogel. The drone has a gun attachment on it which uses compressed air to propel the plastic projectile. This method allows for greater penetration of the soil, but the gun adds extra weight to the payload and consumes battery power. It is important to consider the speed upon impact of the soil. The shooting force, as well as the height, should be adjusted so the seed does not get implanted too deep or fail to penetrate the surface. This is very complicated because the conditions of the soil change for different climate regions and seasons. The components required for this project are a custom-built quadcopter and an autonomous seed dispenser. On top of this, software capable of mapping and generating GPS coordinates, controlling the seed dispenser, and communicating with the operator is also required. The parts required for this project can be relatively cheap, with a rudimentary setup costing less than $600 if the seed dispenser utilized is a gravity-reliant hopper as opposed to the seed bomb gun attachment.
For an autonomous drone to be used in the field, an autonomy level of 3 to 5 is required. Under level 3 conditional automation, a drone would be able to deploy and successfully complete its tasks, assuming there are no emergencies. This would be the cheapest solution and in most cases the optimal. Should there be any issues or more difficult conditions, a higher level of automation would be required. A level 4 high automation drone or a level 5 full automation drone would be in the position to deal with any uncertainties, but at the increase of cost. Any user should give careful consideration to their microsite before the purchase of their equipment. The automation process for planting can be broken down into 5 main steps. The first step is to use UAV scanning to scan your microsite. This is best completed during spring when there is a lack of vegetation to cover the area. Currently, there are companies that already use UAV scanning during their manned operations, but it would be absolutely necessary for drone operation. The second step is to analyze the soil and find suitable locations for seeds and seedlings. This can be done easily by hand. Third is the software processing that will take the data from the 2 prior processes and develop a full flight plan. From this, the drones will be deployed and built-in mechanisms will drop the seeds. Finally, depending on different company and government regulations, the seeds will be monitored over the next 3 to 5 years. This is done by revisiting the site every couple of years to take samples.
A trained tree planter can plant on average anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 trees a day, depending on the terrain. An important benefit to autonomous UAVs is that they can deliver seeds or seedlings quickly over vast areas, restoring forest ecosystems very quickly. Some companies claim that they can plant upwards to 40,000 trees a day with one drone. However, these companies are using a shotgun approach, and the seedlings will most likely have a very low survival rate, wasting many precious seeds. Another benefit is that autonomous UAVs can access inaccessible and remote sites more easily, such as areas that devastated by wildfire or areas where bush roads have been washed away. This technology may not work for all terrain. For example, areas that have been devastated by erosion and overly rocky terrain might have very low seedling survival rate. Other drawbacks include high initial costs and technical limitations. There are still many engineering challenges that still need to be resolved. We should also take into account that many people rely on tree planting as their living, and if this technology were a success, thousands of workers may lose their jobs.
Finally, to conclude, the effects of deforestation due to global warming have the potential to be solved with the right understanding, equipment, and resources. While further research is needed to fully develop autonomous drone technology, it is a potential solution and its importance should not be understated. Lastly, I would like to thank everyone for watching our presentation. Thank you.